How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the James Theater. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build something. So for those of you who are like me, you are a budget filmmaker, so you're trying to make your videos look as good as possible, as cheap as possible. Now for those of you who are, particularly those of you who are DSLR filmers, you'll know that when it comes to lenses, they're not cheap. And when they are cheap, they lack features that can help in the long run. Now, this right here is the Canon's 50mm 1.8 lens, which is a phenomenal lens, and it's probably the most common lens for indie filmmakers and people just starting out with video. One of the things about it is it doesn't have image stabilization, and it's pretty self-explanatory. That helps to remove any shake that is transferred from the body to the camera. So when you're filming without some sort of a stabilizer rig, there seems to be this like crazy jitter that comes from your body. No matter how trained you are, no matter how much you practice, there's always going to be a little bit of natural shake from your body. So, one way of eliminating that is to use like a stabilizer rig of some kind. A very common one would be a shoulder stabilizer rig, one that rests on one or both of your shoulders, and the camera mounts on it, and it helps to stabilize that shot. Unfortunately, those can usually run for like several $100s. And when you're on a strict budget, that's just not an option. So, one thing that I've done is I have built one for under 10. Now, as you can tell, it's a dual shoulder mount, so those rest on the shoulders. Camera mount's right here. I'll demonstrate that with my little power shot. This is obviously not my DSLR, but it works. Anything with a standard tripod mount on the bottom, so a 1/4 inch tripod mount, will mount on this. There you go. Camera is now mounted. You're good to go. You can then operate it with one arm, while the other hand is free to operate the camera in any way necessary. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you what you need to build it. Alright, so you are going to need a drill with a 1/4 inch drill bit, some ratcheting PVC cutters, 10 feet of PVC, 1/2 inch PVC. You need 5 90-degree elbow joints, 10 T-joints. You're going to need a 1.5 inch long 1/4 inch wing bolt. You're going to need 2 1/4 inch nuts, a little spring, and a pool noodle. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to start out with one of our T-joints, and this is going to be the mounting mechanism. So you're going to take your drill and you're going to drill a hole straight through it. Alright? Now that you have the hole drilled, you should be able to take the wing nut and slide it through, and it should be pretty free-fitting. Now you're going to take some electrical tape and put it on the bottom of that bolt. Now what this is going to do is it's going to act as a lock so that it holds that nut in place, and so it doesn't, jostle loose on its own. Now you're going to make sure that there's just enough of sticking out through the other side that it can thread into a camera mount, but it'll still be tight enough to hold the camera down. Now you're going to put another piece of electrical tape on the bolt, and you're going to have to see where by yourself, but that's about where the second nut is going to go. You're then going to, this is the fun part, now you got to put the spring over the bolt in there, and then you got to get the nut to thread on there, which is insanely difficult. I think it took me like 5 minutes to do this. So it sucks. It's time consuming and annoying, and definitely the hardest part of this entire build. So I guess I wish you luck on this bit. It took me a long time. Getting frustrated right there. Oh. And it started threading. So then you're going to thread it all the way through, and you're probably going to need a flathead screwdriver to kind of lock onto it. You're going to pry it in there, lock it on, tight, and then you got yourself your mounting mechanism, and you test it out with a camera, tighten it up, make sure the camera is nice and snug, it's level, and it won't go anywhere. You're going to take your PVC cutters and you're going to cut 8 1.5 inch long pieces of PVC, 5 3 inch long pieces of PVC, 4 3 3/4 inches, 2 6 inch pieces, and finally 2 12 inch pieces. And now you are ready to move on to the build. So, what you want to start with is you're going to take your 2 long pieces, your 2 1-foot pieces, lay them out like so. Take 2 elbow joints, pop them on the ends. Now, you're going to take 2 of your 3 3/4 inch pieces, them just like so. Now you have the over-the-shoulder arms. All right, couple of T-joints, and put them just like so. One there, and one there, facing each other. A couple of your 3-inch pieces, on the ends like that, and like so. You're gonna want to make sure that these are in here, nice and snug. 2 more T-joints, put them on the ends of that. Okay, now you got that. Now we're going to build the inner part right here. This is where we're going to use all your 1.5 inch pieces. You take them, put them in here, just like so, just like so, just like so, and just like so. 2 T-joints. Take another 3-inch piece, like so. So you're going to connect these 2 T-joints in a little H. You're going to put that just on there like that. They should fit on there nicely. Do the same thing over here. Got it. Boom. Just like that. Now you're going to take your mounting piece. Put a couple 1.5 inches on each side of that. Okay. Take the last 3-inch piece, put in this portion, connect another T-joint to it. Alright, put the last 2 1.5 inch pieces in just like so, and then you're going to put them all in the middle. Careful, don't let these pinch you, it sucks a lot. Okay, now you got the majority of it built now. Your 2 remaining 3 3/4 inch pieces, put them in these ends just like so. You're going to take your 2 6-inch pieces, connect them with an elbow joint, just like so. Take elbow joints, put those on the ends, facing in one direction, which I think I'm going to do. Now, one of the portions that you can do, you can then take these off, take this, put the 10-inch pieces of pool noodle over that, slip it on one more time, voila, you have yourself shoulder rig stabilizer. So, there you have it. You now have your own shoulder stabilizer rig for any kind of camera with a standard tripod mount, and you can start getting those awesome shots you've been hoping for. Now, I can't take full credit for this mounting portion. This is just a revised edition of something that I found on the Frugal Filmmakers channel. Go check that out. Anything I say, links are going to be in the descriptions, so go check that out. Also, some other awesome YouTube channels to check out if you're a starting filmmaker. Definitely Indie Mogul. It has a lot of stuff you can do on a budget, and a lot of amazing advice, as well as Film Right. Those are like the 2 big ones off the top of my head. I'll post links to those and any others that I can think of that you can find some awesome tutorials and tips and stuff like that. On a side note, if you do end up building one of these, I want to see it. So either do a video response or take a picture of it and you can post it to my Facebook page or my Twitter. Like I said, the links are all in the description down below. And because I do want to see if other people do follow through with this idea and if it works for you guys. And if you want to check out some of my other videos, go right ahead. And other than that, have a wonderful day.